Let me give you a brutal, honest money tips that you need to follow. And these are tips that I tell you that you can listen to them or not.
It's just money. It's made up. Pieces of paper with pictures on it.
But at the end of the day, this is what I follow. And if you don't like it, hey, comment down below and like and subscribe to my video. And this is the brutest money tips you need to hear, because at the end of the day, a lot of people fail with money, and money is actually pretty easy. So, what are they?
Your salary will not make you rich, Mo. A high salary is a trap. It increases your lifestyle, your taxes, and your spending. Wealth isn't built by what you earn. It's built by what your money earns.
So, if you encounter that you need extra money, you need to start a side hustle.
Get a side hustle to earn extra cash. Grab a local retail job. If you know guitar, teach guitar lessons. My girls are doing piano.
For one, because what is your financial goal? So the honest truth, if you are working and you can't afford to live, you can't afford to invest, you have too much debt, at the end of the day, you need to start working on a side hustle. That's the honest truth you need to hear.
You could make $2,000 a day just doing power washing. Wash windows, get enough money to get power washer. That would be pretty simple to get to $100,000.
Because people always try to say, oh, go ask for a raise, go leave another company. Well, what can you do now while you wait? Start a side hustle so you can bring in money, so you can get control of your financial situation. Because at the end of the day, if you have debt, you're trying to buy a house, you're trying to invest, you need extra money, and maybe your 9 to 5 isn't enough for all of that. Now, number 2 is a mistake I made before, is paying off your debt before investment. Yes, I strongly recommend you to pay off all your debt besides the good debt. Now,
paying off a debt is investing with a guaranteed return on investment. And people don't seem to see this. They think, if I could learn to pick stocks or learn to trade, I could pay my credit card off. It doesn't work. At
the end of the day, what you believe in good debt and what you believe in bad debt, that's up to you. But you need to pay off your credit cards. Credit cards aren't really good debt at 19% to 29% APR. That's not worth it. Your cars, that's not worth it. Unless you have a car business, at the end of the day, it's a liability and the value goes down every year. You need to pay off your debts so you can have a nice, good foundation. You have a weak foundation, owing a lot of money. What's going to happen if you lose a side hustle, you lose your job? You lose everything you work for. And this is what happens to people. And the third tip I tell you is stop getting to debt to just look cool. I know people that will get credit cards, go get Louis Vuitton, go get, a Mercedes, go get a BMW, just to look cool, to impress people that no one really cares. At the end of the day, no one cares how you really look unless they're gold diggers. And nowadays, rich people don't even think Gucci, Louis Vuitton is really for the ultra rich. They just think it's a common thing now. Yes, it still said luxury, and some people think it's still luxury, but I talked to some really wealthy people, and they're like, those are so common now that it doesn't even make you look rich. It's just a common purse now. So at the end of the day, it used to be rare, a lot less people have it. Now a lot of people have it. And with all the knockoff, come on. There's no point to borrow money to look like you're cool or you're rich. Now, the next one, spending less than 25% of your income on housing costs. Yes, the general popular rule is 28%, but when I tell people, when you buy your first house, 25%, because you need leeway for the market fluctuation from property taxes, insurance, for anything else that comes up. Because at the end of the day, I purchased my first house. The very next year, it went up $400 a month due to insurance. So what do? Well, if I was at 28%, it would probably push me at 32%, 31%. And that would screw up with my numbers, and that would hurt me. So at the end of the day, You need to buy less house and try to stick to 25% because at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen. The insurance costs, flooding costs, house repairs, and even if interest rates. So just be careful on this situation. And the next tip I'm going to tell you, don't lend money to friends or family. At the end of the day, stop. If they ask for money, it's not a loan, it's a gift. You want to know why? Because it ruins your relationships. Lending money to friends and family ruins relationship, period. Because they're most likely not going to pay you. And you have to chase them down. At the end of the day, that is not what you want to do. If they come over and they say, I need money to feed my kids, you just tell them, you know what, come over, eat at my house, and I won't give you money. I don't want to ruin our friendship. And if they get mad about that, at the end of the day, it's not worth it because I'd rather you feed them, clothe them, than you actually give them cash because you don't know what they're going to spend it on. And if they're going to lose their house or anything like that, don't feel bad. They put themselves in that situation. Do not feel bad for people who mess up their own finance. This is why you are successful and you have money. When you start helping more and more people, it puts you in a worse situation. Next, college degree isn't worth it. At the end of the day, 50, 60%, 70% of college degrees aren't worth the high amount of money you're paying in there.
The value of a college education is somewhat overweighted, and I think it's too many people actually spend 4 years, accumulate a ton of debt, and then often don't have useful skills that they can apply afterwards. I think we should not have this idea that to be successful you need to have a 4-year college. That is simply not true.
You know, you can get free college if you go in the military. That's what I did. But if you're going to pay $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 for out-of-state college for a degree, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, no one cares where your degree comes from after you've been working a year or two. And if they do, it's very select few companies. I tell you this. Get a good college degree that's affordable, that gets you a good ROI. Now, college is worth it if you can get a good ROI. But going to college that's out of state is not going to be making you rich. It's going to cost you a lot of money. And lastly, number 7, honest truth. Raise your kids to be good adults, not good kids. Make sure you teach them what money is. And make sure you teach them the valuable skills. Because at the end of the day, you are trying to teach your kids how to be an adult and how to handle money. Because if you don't teach them, they're going to screw up. They're going to get in a worse situation. And this is the honest truth. These are 7 honest and brutal truths about money tips you should follow. You don't have to, but you should really follow these so you don't put yourself in a bad situation. Like, subscribe to my video, and that's all I got for you.